It started with silence. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that wraps around your thoughts and presses down, like a blanket over your face. I remember sitting on the edge of my bed, maybe 12 or 13, staring at my reflection in the window. I was wearing one of my mom's silk scarves around my neck. It barely touched my skin, but it was enough. I didn't know what I was doing, only that it felt like breathing for the first time. Back then, I didn't have a word for it. Not trans. Not feminine. Not anything big like that. Just a feeling. Like I was borrowing the outside of someone else's life and pretending it was mine. My name is Jack Morrison. I was born in Ohio, raised by people who loved me, but didn't really see me. You know that feeling when everyone smiles at you but you feel like a ghost? That was most of my childhood. It wasn't until I was 23 that I bought my first real dress. A blush pink one, sleeveless, a little too tight in the chest but soft enough to make my hands shake. I wore it in secret, always with the blinds closed, my heart pounding like I was about to be caught doing something sinful. But I wasn't ashamed. Not really. What I felt was shy. Like meeting someone new that I already loved. The first time I wore panties and a bra, I nearly cried. Not because it was sexy. Not because it was bold. But because it felt like home. Every thread, every soft press of fabric. It all whispered, yes, this is you. But it was lonely too. Most of my friends from high school had moved on, married, kids, promotions, barbecues. I worked at a coffee shop downtown, kept to myself, never corrected anyone when they called me bro. I had a small mirror taped inside my closet, where I'd try on outfits and practice smiling without looking away. Then came Chandler. We met at a quiet bookstore on a Tuesday. He was flipping through a photography book, and I dropped my coffee all over the floor right next to him. It splashed on his shoes. I panicked and started apologizing, mumbling, trying to disappear. He smiled. You okay? He asked, tilting his head a little. I looked up. His voice was gentle. His eyes were soft. Yeah. I lied. The next time I saw him was 3 days later. He remembered my name. We talked about music, then about cities we'd never been to. Something about the way he listened made me want to keep talking. After a few more accidental bookstore run-ins, he gave me his number. The first time he came over, I was in jeans and a t-shirt. I didn't show him that side of me, not yet. I was too scared of watching his face twist into something I couldn't unsee. But he didn't push. He just asked questions slowly, gently, like pulling petals from a flower. It was 2 weeks before I told him. We were lying on my couch, the lights low, the hum of traffic in the distance. There's something I need you to know, I said. My voice was tight. He turned toward me. I told him everything. My dressing. The way it made me feel. The girl I sometimes saw in the mirror but didn't have the words to name. I braced myself for the look. The distance people put between you and their comfort. But it didn't come. Instead, Chandler reached out and touched my hand. Can I see you? He asked. Not now. Just someday. So I showed him. The next week, I opened the door in a black velvet dress. I had curled my hair, done my makeup soft and warm. I was trembling. He didn't say anything right away. Just looked at me like I was something delicate. You're beautiful, he whispered. That night, we lay in bed facing each other. He ran his fingers down my arm, slow and light, like he was reading something only he could see. I told him how scared I'd been, how long I had carried the weight of being unseen. I didn't mean to say so much, but with Chandler, the words just came out of me like a quiet storm. He leaned in close and kissed my neck, so softly I could barely feel it. His lips stayed there a moment longer, and I felt something in me settle. We didn't undress right away. We stayed clothed, tangled, breathing. My cheek rested against his shoulder. His hands were warm on my back, my waist. The straps of my bra slipped slightly as he held me closer. I like this version of you, he said. I laughed into his shoulder. It's not a version. It's me. I know, he whispered. That night wasn't loud. It wasn't wild or cinematic. It was just skin and breath and the hush between two people trying to hold on without breaking each other. It was the most intimate night of my life. Like the world had slowed down just for us. But real life doesn't always stay that soft. Over time, things began to shift. It wasn't sudden. Just a quiet change, like dust collecting on a windowsill. Chandler stopped texting as much. When we were together, he smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. I noticed how he flinched a little when I wore dresses out in public. How he looked around more. Checked his watch. Looked over my shoulder instead of into my eyes. One night, I came over in a pastel skirt and a floral top, my makeup soft, simple. He barely looked at me. "Are you okay?" I asked. He hesitated. "I don't know if I can do this long term." I looked down. Because of how I dress? He didn't answer right away. "It's not just that. I think I'm still figuring myself out." I nodded, or maybe I just pretended to. The room felt smaller. Dimmer. Like the air had thickened and nothing I said could change the ending already on its way. We didn't fight. We just drifted. The last time I saw him, it was raining. The sky hung low, heavy, like it knew something we didn't want to admit. He handed me a small paper bag with the cardigan I'd left at his place. His hands were in his pockets. He wouldn't quite meet my eyes. We hugged like strangers, pretending not to be heartbroken. "I hope you find peace," he said. I smiled. Even though my lips were shaking, "I will. You too." That night, I dressed up in silence. A red satin dress. Bare legs. Lipstick he once picked out for me. I stood in front of the mirror and didn't cry. I thought I would. I wanted to. But there were no tears left, just this quiet ache blooming inside me, gentle and endless. I just looked. Not for him. Not for anyone. Just for me. Now I walk softer. I speak slower. I dress the way I want to, even if no one sees me. I still go to the bookstore. I still drink the coffee he used to order for me. Sometimes I think I see him from across the room, a flash of his jacket, the shape of his shoulders, but it's never really him. Just memory playing a trick. Do I miss him? Yes. But more than that, I'm grateful. Because he didn't love me forever, but he helped me see that I was worth being loved as I am. Not hidden. Not half true. Just me. Even if it didn't last. Even if it hurt. And I'll carry that with me. All the way home.